believe it or not. Here it is in front of you people, right here. So, the letter from the EPA, another one. But this is the Allegheny, you're probably familiar with this, that they come to our house and wanted to talk about stuff. So they videotaped it, we spoke. And she was against the gas and oil in the beginning. And then we took a break, she turned the cameras back on, and she started to go again. Well, then she said, you knew what you were doing when you signed the leases. I said, from a financial standpoint, yes. But I said, I didn't think the damn son of bitches would try to kill me in my house. I said, right there on the floor, right there, is where me and my wife lay. I said, so if you want to continue this, get out of my house. I don't want it. You know. Well, then she changed her mind and take me to show me compressor stations and this and this and this. So then finally here, we have air quality stuff, or water quality stuff. That we had some red algae. We have a plastic koi pond set at the side of the garage. And we have a beagle and a Turner snake. And they run and they play and they get hot. So we set that up for them. And I actually monitor the water to keep the pH just like I do the hot tub. Excuse me. So this winter, we have a higher weather where we 4 inches of ice in the pond, and then it's unthawed, and within 3 days, the algae showed up. And it looks like red blood or a wine with a goldish red sand at the bottom of the pond. So the EPA did come, and the funny thing is what Kathy just said. If anybody would like to read this one paragraph, that the EPA will not take any more calls from anyone about water or air. You have to call your health department. They will get in touch with the EPA, and maybe the EPA will come or not. So here it is, right here in black and white, probably the 25th of April. So it's not that old. This is what they're going to tell you here now. And then we decided, well, we wasn't going to, we took some water and stuff to the lab. We went down here to New Philly. And we paid $150 for that front page. And there's another paper in here we paid $35 for. And two of the things that the lab in Columbus found are pathogens. Pathogens are cancer-causing agents, which came out of the rainwater, into the koi pond, it comes off the spouting, and into the pond. So, I know what you're going to get here. We have 437 wells. The compressor station is a mile and a half away. We have a new gas-fired power plant. We have a gas cracker plant in Kensington, Ohio, where the Nexus pipeline is starting, 8 miles from our house. So, I was here 2 years ago and spoke, and there was a farmer in here that was worried about these fluorescent lights right in this room, hurting people worse than the gas and oil pipeline would. Kathy remembers him. And it was ludicrous that a guy would stand there and be that dumb and say a fluorescent light bulb, because he had no idea, just like I did in the beginning 5 or 6 years ago, what this gas and oil company did or is going to do to us. We've been to meetings that people brought in jugs of water that we thought it was iced tea. It was water from their wells. It actually was as brown as iced tea. We went to a tribunal meeting in Youngstown, Ohio, and spoke that it's supposed to go into the United Nations. It's against human rights. And when I spoke, people just couldn't believe it. But then after I spoke, there was a man and woman from Newton Falls. They had a little glass bottle that looked like yellow gold. They had another little bottle then they had another bottle, it was orangish red. And now that have seen what the little bottles, this came out of this person's well. And they were elderly and they had white hair, but their hair had that red tint to it. It looked like the kids, using the Kool-Aid to dye their hair. And then that I see what's in that koi pond, if I see the yellow looking sand and I see the red looking stuff, it is exactly what I seen. I didn't, but it was in a liquid form. So I suppose, I'm not a chemist, if it came up out of the air, it might go into a solid. But since it came up through their well of their drinking water, and Newton Falls is not that far away, and there's more injection wells up there that this stuff is coming from. But when the meeting here 2 years ago, Kathy, it was amazing that the EPA said that they could blow off 364 days a year.
Every 32 hours, they're blowing the emissions, the
Yeah.
toxins every 32
So,
hours.
At the PSI and the bigger the pipe is and what they transport through it, I wish there was a magic switch you could just shut everything off. Like I stated the other day, that if it was a way to this lab, that I could give the money back that I did lease, and I could tear up the lease and give them the money back, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because what I've seen from Texas to Oklahoma to Colorado, and now it's here. But 20-some years ago, they suppressed it. They didn't want anybody to know. You couldn't find it out. But now you can. And I'm living it's the oil companies have just got more people in their pocket from Washington, D.C., and there's only one way to fight them, and that's who you vote in. And if your commissioners were here, I would tell them which one are going to be elected, because don't touch them. You're defeating your own purpose. And, okay, I lost my train of thought.
You said the commission was.
Yeah, the commissioners, I've called them and they don't call you that. They let you have findings and you have air quality studies and the EPA doesn't consider them. And why the second air quality study was revised, because they said it was done in the winter. It made the PHHs more concentrated. So, in other words, you people up here in the winter are going to get more of a concentration than you are in the summer, if you use what they say. And I don't know. I guess I'm Irish, and when you get knocked down on your living room floor, you get up and fight, and that's what I've been doing. We've been to the Pittsburgh, the federal EPA, Columbus, Toledo, every place in between. And people will listen, but we stopped today down here in Seville, and we went to the restaurant, the Cafe on Main, and we ate, and we told the waitress what we was here for, and we told her about getting knocked down on our living room floor, and her eyes were this big around, her mouth was wide open, and Mary asked her, "Do you have anything about this meeting tonight?" On the bulletin board, way back in the corner by the kitchen. There it was. There it was. We asked her if she could come. Well, so we walked across the street to the junk and trunk antique store. Here, the girl in there is from Carroll County. And we told her the story, and she couldn't believe it either. But I didn't see her. You tell people what really went on, or what's going to happen, and it's like, wake up. We can stop it. We have got, actually, the compressor station that makes me and Mary sick, my son-in-law works there. And he will give us a heads up to leave when they are gonna blow off. But how do you, I know I'm a long talker. How do you do that? And then we were in a restaurant the other day, and there was a couple behind us talking about in Virginia, there's gonna be a pipeline go from Roanoke, Virginia to Lexingburg, Kentucky. And the woman, Mary, said she got breast cancer from the gas and oil industry. The woman said, that's funny. She said, I was just told by a doctor the other day that I got cancer from washing my husband's clothes. Now, it's out there. Okay, it's your turn, Ray.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. As you guessed, I'm married. Barry and I have been together for 7 years. And we've been fighting this most of the time. I'm familiar with some of you that you've either seen me or you've known me by my reputation. The last time we had a talk in front of the EPA, I knew that they had predicted that 2.9 people would get cancer from every well. Since we have 487 or somewhere in that area in Carroll County, I just turned to them and I said, thank you. I'm one of your 2.9 people. I've got some repeat of theirs, and we're trying to cut them off. We live about 1.4 miles away from the compressor station. That's kind of give or take, or has a pro-wage fly. We also have a well pad close to us that you can see out of our front window, and we have a pipeline that's 100 feet away from us. There are 3 women within 0.6 of a mile from where we live that have breast cancer because of the wells. I reported this to the EPA, and I said, could you please tell me why there's such a high percentage of breast cancer in our area? And he said, no, Mary, I really can't. He says, I'm sorry that you had to go through this, but I can't explain it to you. Now remember, the EPA is the one that predicted 2.9 people would get breast cancer. And he referred me then to the health department in Carroll County. And they said that they would check into it. They had 3 different agencies that they were reported to. Well, we then saw a big truck traveling up and down our road 7 or 8 times, like they were trying to figure out where the 0.6 miles would be. Which of my neighbors may have gotten cancer other than myself. We have had our house up for sale. Now, considering we live so close to the compressor station, we have a pipeline next to us, and an oil well out the front window. Who would want to buy our house? In all reality, it's been online or listed with a realtor for 297 days. We have even called Chesapeake. Chesapeake is the oil company that we deal with. And I said, hey, for $130,000, you can have a meeting place. You can put up your new pipeline workers or your new compressor workers in a house. If they don't have a place to stay, it's a 3-bedroom house, you can use it. I said, you can get there and out of your side. I know we're like a thorn to you, and we will move if you do this. Of course, I never heard another word from you. there said, we did testify at the Youngstown Tribunal for Human Rights. My part of the speech was that we deserve a safe and, I guess a safe, healthy place that we could live, that we would know where we could go, that we can move into an area that doesn't have oil or gas in that area, which we're having a really hard time finding. We realized that every state had a little bit of it that is safe. We were told that if we buy a house below Chillicothe, Ohio, that would be safe. Or below Huntington, West Virginia, we have a pretty good chance of being safe there. I've lost my place. The only district in Ohio, or in the country, that has outruled compressor stations and, I'm sorry? Fracking and compressor stations and gas and oil is Maryland. We've checked into moving to Maryland. The only state in the union that doesn't deal with gas and oil or nuclear power is Arizona. Arizona is swamped with uranium. So, it's pretty frustrating from our point of view. We have, as Barry had up here, the air reports, and they show benzene and methane. Well, since I've already said that I went through cancer, you may guess that I saw a radiologist. And she made the statement to us that any chemical that starts with a B will kill you. Very nice to know, since we have the benzene. They both, or especially benzene, which was found strong enough in our area, it can cause seizures, headaches, insomnia, irritability, confusion, and memory loss. Well, luckily I have all of those. With the memory loss, I can remember things for maybe 20 minutes. Barry will tell me something, he'll turn around and tell me a half hour later and say, I said that. It doesn't sound familiar at all. I can sit and watch the same television show. It's like a surprise every time. I feel like I'm using, there was a boat where a woman relived her life every day. Well, mine repeats about every half hour. I scared him a lot of days with my lack of memory. In fact, I've talked to my neurologist, and he has agreed to test me for early Alzheimer's disease because something has to be going on. Whether it is the chemicals from the well, or whether I'm just lucky enough to have that bad health, I'm not sure. I think that's pretty much what I had given it a little bit, but I thank you guys for having us once again. We've been a great audience, and if you have any questions at the end, we'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.